From the moment Jared Goff was traded to the Detroit Lions in 2021, this fan base has never given him a chance. And, I've been defending him for 2.5 years. Now, let me be very clear. This is not a sarcasm video. This is not a satire video. This is me no longer caring. And it's not about Jared Goff. It's about what you think of Jared Goff. I don't care anymore. I'm tired. I'm done caring. I'm done with this whole thing. Like YouTube, social media, just all of this is so draining. And I am preparing to go on a sabbatical when this season is over, because putting your opinion on the internet and trying to talk people off ledges and trying to reason with them, like use absolute common sense, is something that is very hard to do. So right now, most of you guys are ready to move on from quarterback Jared Goff. It's the same ones that was ready before he was even traded, right? I've seen this movie before. While Jared Goff may fumble quite a bit more than Matthew Stafford, I've seen this movie before. Our previous quarterback was a turnover and still is a turnover machine. But what I've noticed is that nobody wants to give this man any credit. It's time to admit you just don't like him. That's it. Lamar Wilson Jackson was available for a brief period, barely, this offseason. He wasn't really available, but Detroit Lions fans, they wanted him. Now, I don't want nothing to do with him. You guys know how I feel about that. But it's okay to say that you don't like Jared Goff. You don't want him. If his skill set is limited, that's okay. You can say that. But what we're not going to do, and what I'm just done doing, is acting like everything is his fault. Does he need to clean up the turnovers? Absolutely. When he turns the ball over, we seem to lose. We do. But I tell you what, I have never seen a fan base zero in on anybody as much as we zero in on him. Now, for the people in the back that can't quite hear and don't listen to the words coming out of my mouth very clearly, I'm going to say it for the people in the back, okay? Jared Goff is not blameless in his play as of late. Not at all. He has to clean it up for us to win games. Should we extend him? In my personal opinion, I still would. It would be a short-term deal, 2 years. Give Hendon Hooker some time to really marinate. If Hendon Hooker is the future, and we're talking about the next 5 to 10 years, he needs to marinate as the Detroit Lions' future quarterback, something that we didn't do with Joey Harrington. We didn't do with Matthew Stafford. That's what I want to see. All right? Now, as far as Goff, he's not blameless. But should he get all the blame? He should not. And in my comment section, on the internet, on Facebook, on Twitter, I have never seen, I just don't understand. And again, this is not sarcasm. This is not satire. This is real. Jared Goff, if he turns the ball over, we lose. If it's multiple turnover games, it doesn't look good. It really doesn't. But there are other quarterbacks that turn over the ball just as much or even more than he does. And I don't hear anybody complaining about them, right? It's okay. The argument now is extending Jared Goff. And the thing about it is I love this. I love the root word of fanatic is fan. And I love this. Like, one thing about sitting on my couch, I remember I'm sitting on my couch in the mid 2010s, and I'm saying, I wonder how other people around the city, around the world are feeling watching this game with me. So sit there and watch it alone and think about how other people are feeling. That's one of the reasons I started on this platform talking about Detroit Lions, is because I wanted to connect with others and see how they feel. I have never seen a fan base turn. I mean, we didn't turn on Stafford like this, but it sounds like history is repeating itself. Now, as far as Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes and what they're going to do, I don't know. They drafted Hendon Hooker for a reason. They did. And Brad Holmes, they can say and do whatever he wants, right? But we'll see. Jared Goff will be here for one more year. That's certain. Will he be here more than that? I'm not sure. Nobody outside of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell know that right now. But we don't seem to remember. It's almost like we focus on the bad and not the good. That's all we see is the bad. But even if he helps win us a game, we don't care nothing about that. All y'all focus on is the negative and the bad. And y'all call me negative. Y'all call me, I'm the one being negative. I try to see the positive when it comes to a lot of things. And with Jared Goff, I am not. I refuse to put all of this on him. His turnovers, the majority of the fumbles are on him. Some of the interceptions are on him. Yesterday, he threw a bad football. It was almost like the Bears were in his head. And I was saying this yesterday, that I think the first go round, the Bears were like just had his number. We came back and won this game, but it seemed like that he was off, like they were in his head. And then if you look at after the bye week, he just seemed off. He seemed off since the bye week. But at the same time, I'm not doing this. I just refuse to do this. I said this on Twitter. At this point, I'm like, trade him. I feel this. I'm starting to feel like Stafford. Just trade him away. Put in Hendon. Go ahead and get I don't know, Andy Dalton, sign some type of scrub back up. Go ahead. Might as well send him off. I guarantee a third of the league will take him right now. Pittsburgh Steelers will take him. Washington Commanders will take him. And we can debate about this in the comment section, but I don't really care. But we focus on the negative. Now, for my guy, John Ellison, you hear me talking about Jared Goff. This is a Jared Goff video. This is me saying that he is at fault for some of his turnovers. But I refuse to turn my back on Jared Goff when I've seen not only the stuff he can do in LA, but the stuff he does here in Detroit. As far as an extension, I don't know. My hands are tied. I don't have anything to do with that. I already said what I would do. I would give him a 2. He got 1 year. I would extend him for 1 year. And if you feel like he's not it, going into the beginning of that extension, then you trade him. Get some capital for him. If you feel like Hendon is the truth and he's the future, then get some trade value for Jared Goff. But I refuse to do this. I'm just not. Because it's funny because my most favorite thing, I love this. Okay? I love this. You don't know football. That is the best quote on the internet. I don't know football? Okay. All right. I've been kind of spot on about a lot of this stuff. Y'all called me negative when I was calling out the pass rush. Y'all called me negative because we got a 36-year-old pass rusher who needed to be sidelined yesterday because his ankle was bummed. Yeah, that's going to happen at 36. I can barely walk up the stairs at 44. All my midlife people, they know what I'm talking about. So I'm okay. All right. So I wanted to know, who leads the turnovers? Who has the most turnovers in the NFL? And I'm not sure. I think this is including yesterday as well. Josh Dobbs in 2023 has the most turnovers in the NFL. Okay, so here we go. He got 17 turnovers, and that includes, I believe it includes fumbles as well. Yeah, it includes fumbles. So he's also tied with Josh Allen. Okay, this guy is a lot of people want this guy. He reminds me of Matthew Stafford, and this guy is a journeyman quarterback at best. Right? So let's look down at Jared Goff is under Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. He's right above Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, are we being serious here? Jimmy G he don't play. He doesn't play. Here's your old friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend, Matthew Stafford. He's got no fumbles. No fumbles lost. That's unreal for Stafford. 9 INTs. 9 INTs to Jared Goff's 10 on the season. But I want to show you something else too. Let's look at Jared Goff's stats. And I'm not going to change anybody's mind. And this is not for that. Jared Goff, turnover free. We won. He didn't turn the ball over this game. We lost. 3 interceptions. We still won. No, look, if you look at this, right? Look at what we're doing. In the first 5 games, 6 games, he had 3 INTs. This is when that streak was broken in Seattle, and it seems like he just fell off a cliff after that. But look at what we're doing here. This was only the second or third 3 interception game in his career, And this is his second multi-interception game of the season right here. But the dude helps us win games. Now, here's what I saw yesterday. And somebody called into the show, and they had a really good, they said, Goff doesn't win us games. He's not going to be the difference. And I thought about that. And I'm like, okay, so we need a Patrick Mahomes. And it's okay to feel like that. But we need a Patrick Mahomes. We need a Josh Allen. It's almost like we move the needle every single game. Every single game, we move the needle. It's amazing how much we move the needle when it comes, because just last week against the Saints, when Jared Goff was responsible for 2 third-down conversions and the one to seal the game, it was like 3rd and long, and both times he delivered a dime to extend the drive and then to seal the game. It's amazing how much patience we have with Brad Holmes. Trust the process. It's amazing how much time, how much patience we have with him, but we don't give any to Jared Goff. That is amazing to me. Brad Holmes can do no wrong at all. But Jared Goff is constantly under scrutiny to be better. We did the same thing with Matthew Stafford. And I'm at the point where I hope that they trade him. And I'm being serious. I feel like I did with Stafford. You might ask me, what's the difference between when Stafford was traded? I wanted him to be traded. I wanted him to be traded, but I didn't want him to want to be traded. But I know this sounds weird, right? At this point, fly away. Put in Hendon Hooker. And what I'm saying by that is give you what you want. Give the fan base, everyone who is ready to move on from Jared Goff, go ahead and give it to him. That's all I'm saying. I have no control over that. I'm just a dude who gives his opinion on the internet. Sometime in videos over 12 minutes, like this one. But this was a long conversation, and you may very well get your wish. And when that happens, everybody's going to say, see, this is what we were missing. Patrick Mahomes, 8-5. Josh Allen, 7-6. The quarterbacks who can do what you want, they don't have the best record, right, in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, 2 losses in a row. Lions fans, it's funny, and I'll end the video with this. It is funny how much we demand of our quarterback, but we don't demand it of anything else. I want you to think about that. It is obvious. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use a word here. You guys are prejudiced against Jared Goff, and it has nothing to do with race. That's not what I'm saying. You just don't like the dude. You just don't like. I've had people tell me that, you know what? I just don't like you. They look at me and say, I don't like you. For whatever reason. Jared Goff could be the reason we lose games. He could also be the reason we win them. He just don't win them like you want us to. If you convert a 3rd and 9 on a pass, it's not good enough. You're supposed to run and get the first down. I'm glad my quarterback don't run. I'm glad because running quarterbacks get hurt. So anyway, long conversation early this morning. I'm ready. Fly away, JG. Go ahead. Go somewhere else. Put in Hendon so that this fan base can get what they want. And we can stop talking about it. Because we've seen this movie before. And I know how it ends. With a Super Bowl on another team. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And the last thing I'll say about is this. If I want to wear the Prime 21s, I'm going to wear the Prime 21s. That's how that's going to go. All right? And I'm telling you, man, I want y'all to watch anybody else but me. I am sick of this. tired, sick to death of this. Start your own channel, make your own videos. And good morning.